To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hey, at least I got it right today. You can find me on social medias if you want, or you can call me on my cell phone. You can send me a text. I'm even thinking about going back to like a flip phone. W X Y. Fuck. So I'm thinking about going. I actually. That probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. I'm really, like I said, I'm condensing a lot of things. So that may be the next step. How retro do I want to go? So it seems to work out for a lot of people. You realize the less shit that you have, the less stuff you have to worry about. You know, like that movie Up in the Air with George Clooney. Like, he doesn't have anything, just has his little backpack. I mean, everything was going kind of fine until that chick ruined his day. He shows up at her doorstep and she ends up married with 2 kids. I mean, talk about a bummer, man. But anyways, you can find me on social media. Like I said, I'm condensing right now everything down to the final days of the Spare Parts Studio 2.0. This is actually going to be the last item in my household that I'm moving until I go into the underground studio. And then for May, we will eventually have a brand new spot. June at the latest. But yeah, you can find me on the social medias. You can email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. For any reason whatsoever, if you have questions, comments, concerns, advice, health and wellness, or if you're just looking to say hello, maybe you haven't seen me in a while. I don't know, whatever. Either way, I don't care. I'm open to whatevers. Coffee today, Lavazza, because I'm running out of my PB and Joey that I'm making. Actually, I had some this morning. It's actually quite good. It's very floral. Costa Rican blend is generally not for the darker roasts, but I'm trying to bring it to the cutting edge where I can still keep the Costa Rican notes but have a darker roast. Not Lavazza dark. Lavazza is super dark, super robusto. So anyways, I wanted to talk about things that I've saved money on, quote, the cancel list. But first, since it is December, presents. Okay. Should we do that take again for Instagram? Let's do that take again. Let's just fuck it. Let's just fake it. Everybody else on Instagram fakes it, so let's just do it. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So obviously it's December, and you know what that means. Presents. How was that? That was take 2. Was that pretty good? All right, let's give it. So yeah, let's just go ahead and check it out. This is probably from my mother. JCPenney's. She knows better than to shop for shit at Macy's, because she knows Macy's is only for short, fat people. So let's just go ahead and show and see what kind of clothes. You know, back in the day when you're like 6, you were all pissed because mom got you clothes. Now it's like the greatest fucking thing ever. So let's just go ahead and check it out. Let's see. What's that? Oh, I don't wear that shit. She went total Jew on me. Let's see. U.S. Polo Association. You'll be getting rid of that shit. There's nothing worse than a fake logo. Let's see. Did she do all of them? God damn it. I can't wear these. All right. Are these all U.S. Polo Associations? If so, I can't wear them. Which one's this one? Distributed by... they all look like it. They're all the same clothes. This one's zip neck. That one's large. Yeah, I can't wear them. They're fake logos. It would be better. Look, I would either rather have... Look, first of all, it's disrespectful right now because these are U.S. Polo Association logos, but I'm wearing a Ralph Lauren fucking jacket right now. So how much of a slap in the face would that be if I was wearing a Ralph Lauren jacket, a sport jacket, but U.S. Polo Association knockoff sweaters? I'm going to have to return these for more V-necks. Thank you I appreciate it. But I'm going to have to return these. The colors are right. She knows the right idea. It's just the wrong label. I would rather go for the cheaper. I'd rather go for the cheaper shirt. It's just simply because I can't wear the label. But yeah, yes, I am that person. But good chance I'll just return these and we'll get something else. But yeah, there we go. All right, so there's that. Thanks, Mom. That's all right. Thank you for the options because I will return those for sure. Second one. How am I going to open this? This is a box. I think I bought. Pretty sure I bought this. But let's find out. Pretty sure this is new coffee. If this is new coffee beans, I am totally. Who the fuck is texting me? Oh, nobody. If these are coffee beans, I'm totally going to roast these after the podcast. It says 5 pounds. So I think it's a dead giveaway. Copen Trade Ltd. Hold on a second. For those of you listening on the podcast, I am literally struggling right now. Struggling. So, yeah, I know. Wait, there's the tape. It literally, this entire podcast will just be 25 minutes of me trying to open up the box. There we go. Chase, hold that, will you? Thanks, buddy. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Look at this. Oh, yeah. Costa Rican Terrazoo. Ooh, check that out. Chase, look at that. Oh, look at that. So those of you who don't know, PB and Joey is coming back next year. It's rounding up for 2021. And then we'll have a nice cottage industry section because in the town that I live in, you can't produce food products. You can't produce cottage industry food products because that's a city ordinance. It's fucking bullshit if you ask me, but whatever. So I'm moving to a town that doesn't have that ordinance so I can produce homemade stuff for you. I can't show them to you, but basically what's in here is, or actually maybe I can. In here is 5 pounds of Costa Rican Terrazoo coffee beans. Costa Rican blends is one of my favorite coffee blends that you can buy. And I'm testing out a new company, but basically if I can, I would prefer my beans come from Costa Rica. Like I said, I want to support, like when I first bought my peanuts were coming from the Carolinas, the Virginia baked areas, which is quite good. But I wanted to go with the South American blend because I want to support Central and South American countries. Just because I think, there's a lot of culture there. They got a lot of good food. They got a lot of good produce. They got a lot of good wine. And they got America in the name. So, hey, Central and South America, Central, North, South, whatever, still America to me. So, yeah, here we go. Costa Rican, 5 pounds. Cost me, what, 4 something a pound? And how much is a bag of Dunkin' Donuts going to cost you? Dunkin' Donuts! So I think that this will be good. So if this is good, let's see. My latest test was 210 degrees for 18 minutes. I think we're going to push the limits. We're going to go 210 degrees for 19 minutes. Remember, I've done 245, and I literally almost set the house on fire. So I think we're going to go for 210 for an additional 1 minute and see if we can get some darker notes out of it so that we can give it just more of a full-bodied flavor while still keeping some of the milder notes that I had earlier. But Costa Rican blends are generally, from what they say, is lighter, fruitier, chocolatier. But if I can go darker, well, hey, never going back. So there we go for that. Costa Rican Terrazoo, 5 pounds. This did not cost me much. This actually cost me like 32 and change. So this is going to be awesome. And then we'll obviously update I'll give you more updates to come. And then I got to figure out packaging and stuff. But like I said, I figured that out with PB and Joey. I know how to package quite well. I just got to figure out a nice little package for this coffee. I don't know if I'm going to go with a paper bag or for whatever, but we'll see. So obviously it's 2020, which you mean it's cancel culture year. It's the year of the cancel culture. But like I said, you as the individual also have the power to cancel. Why would you do that? Well, obviously to save money. So, and remember, every time you cancel something, that's money that goes back into your pocket. And we should do some quick calculations here on Sunday Leftovers to break down some easy numbers of how much money you would be saving every year if you simply went full cancel culture on a lot of the things that I see you still ingesting every single year. So let's just go by my standards of some of the things that I've canceled. And I've got a list here. I've got probably 20 things that I've canceled just over the past 2 years. Okay? So here's number 1. So let's go with the obvious. Starbucks. I canceled Starbucks in May of 2018 because they made all their employees go through bias training, which is the stupidest fucking thing ever. But, however, in doing so, the amount of money I saved is as follows. So let's say, for the most part, you are spending $3 to $4 per day. Now, I'm going to go down the low risk. I'm going to do $3 a day. Most of you are probably buying $4 to $5 cups of coffee. I know, depending upon the state and the amount of taxes, you go ahead and you round up. You do you. If you're buying like a super chai, multi-super grande fucking latte with whiz whirl and tippity tops on it, and that cost you $8, good on you. Hope you're walking to work. But in this case, we are going to go with my levels. So, for example, if I'm spending, because I didn't buy large cups of coffee, I was trying to cut down the amount, obviously. I'm trying to cut down the amount of coffee that I drink. I'm grinding my teeth. So, we'll go with $3, okay? $3, $3 tall, dark roast, all black, whatever. Okay, so let's just say $3, and we'll go times 5, because I went 5 days a week for a small coffee in the afternoon. That equals $15. So that's $15 a week I was spending on coffee. Let's go ahead and times that by 4 weeks. So let's go ahead and do equals. That's $60 a month I was spending on coffee, and then stopped spending on coffee. So $60 a month, and let's go do times 12. So for the year, that's $720. $720 I was spending on coffee. Now, let's go ahead. That's since May of 2018. Let's go ahead and times that by 2. All right, because this is important. That's times 1. How about times 2? Fucking idiot. All right, times 2. There we go. $1,440. Now, there's an important reason for that. Okay. As you know, I drive a Ford Mustang GT convertible, true blue, with 18-inch deep dish wheels. So if you just see me riding around, the license plate, of course, says PB and Joey, because I like a more passive license plate on an aggressive-looking car. That being said, you can only drive that car so many months out of the year when you live in a winter state. So if you take the car out in March and you drive it until December, or when the snow starts to melt and the salt hits the road. Once the salt hits the road, you cannot drive the car anymore because it will rust out the bottom of the car, essentially making a future classic potentially worthless. Then again, I don't plan on selling it, so either way, I either want it to be worth something or I want it to be drivable. So I want it to be drivable, so I don't want it to rust. Therefore, I keep it in the garage. So I keep it in the garage between basically December and late February. Now, I need a winter car. All right, what kind of winter car do I want? Something simple, big, boaty, comfortable, front-wheel drive that'll get me anywhere I need to go, no problems whatsoever, right? Like a Buick or a big Ford or something like that, maybe an SUV. Okay, well, SUVs have high maintenance costs. All-wheel drive cars are expensive. Well, I just want something big and boaty that makes me look old manish, but is super comfy to drive if I want to go for long trips. Maybe with a nice leather interior, something that I can clean up a little bit if I need to do a little maintenance on it myself. All right, so I'm not spending all my money on the car. Whereas I already have the car, it's already done, it's already cleaned up, and now I can spend cash where I need to. And I'm also buying a house next year, so yeah, that's going to be expensive, especially if it's towards the ocean. And of course, once I have that address of the new spare parts studio, I will release it. So if you guys are stopping by for guest work or podcasts, coffee sipping or what have you, or consultations, you'll know where to find me. Don't try to break in because Second Amendment. Anyways, moving on to the reason I brought up the 2 years of non-drinking Starbucks. All right, well, the reason being is this. I needed a winter car. Well, I was searching throughout the internet, Facebook Marketplace, and I saw a car that I liked. My dad was a cop. He drove big boaty Ford Crown Vics and Lincoln Town cars and stuff like that. But the problem with those cars is they're all rear-wheel drive. But there was one Lincoln that wasn't, and it was front-wheel drive. So I saw an ad for a Lincoln Continental. Lincoln Continental comes with a Mach 1 V8. It was the original Mach 1 V8. The first two cars to come with the Mustang Mach 1 V8 were actually Lincolns. The Lincoln Mark 8 and the Lincoln Continental. So I found the guy. Nice gentleman. He bought his wife a Cadillac, and he had a Corvette for himself. He had a car on the marketplace for $1,495. I was like, ooh. So I said I really liked the car. I was really friendly with him. I offered him $12,000. He took it. So now, for the price, less than the price of 2 years of drinking Starbucks, I bought myself a Lincoln Continental with decent miles on it, and now I have a winter car that's super dependable, front-wheel drive, fully loaded with a remote starter. And for not a lot of money afterwards, I was able to put in all the necessary work, and now I've got a really sweet extra car that I own. So I have the title to a big black Lincoln. Or I could continue to drink Starbucks. So do the math. So there is one item. So since I've canceled Starbucks, I went ahead and bought a big Lincoln Continental. Great. Next up on the list, Amazon. And I'll keep Whole Foods separate. So for the price of shopping on Amazon, let's face it, anything you buy on Amazon is more expensive than anything you can find on eBay. That is just typically true. So let's just say the difference between buying something on eBay is a matter of let's say $5 to $10. Generally, anything you buy, they say, oh, Amazon's got the great warranty. Amazon's got better delivery. Not necessarily true, because if you are willing to wait a couple extra days, or if you want to pay for expedited shipping, there's a lot of items that you can pay for on eBay that will cost between $5 and $10 less, and you can still get the expedited shipping if you wanted to. They have expedited shipping, they have overnight shipping, they have UPS shipping, they have all kinds. The only difference between eBay and Amazon at this point, I mean, I know they both have pretty good money-back guarantee type stuff. And here's the thing. You have access to the location of where you're buying stuff on eBay. For example, if you're buying something from China, it will tell you it's coming from Shenzhen province. If it's coming from Europe, if it's coming from Mexico, and you're shopping worldwide, it will tell you exactly the location where it's coming from. For example, I bought my camera, my new Sony NEX5T, because I broke the old one shooting just a little drive. I bought the new body from South Korea. I bought it from South Korea. It was here within 5 business days from South Korea. Because obviously, in order for it to get here, it has to go through Alaska. So it jumps the water from South Korea to Alaska, gets on a plane because it's not going to drive through Canada, and lands, poof, right here in Nashua. And then this makes a short little drive up here to Manchester, and then boom, there you go. So for $100, brand new camera. Woohoo! And it was not here in a very large amount of time. In Amazon, it's not easy. It's not right there. It doesn't tell you when you're looking at an item where exactly it's located. In eBay, it tells you exactly where the location is, where it's whether it's Rancho Cucamonga, California, or if it's in Palm Beach, Florida, or Virginia, or the Bronx. It tells you exactly where the distribution areas are. Therefore, you can decide for yourself, all right, if I want to buy something from New Jersey, but it's just regular shipping, I know it's only going to be here in a few days. I was able to buy a watch repair kit, and because it told me it was in Exeter, New Hampshire, which is 25 minutes down the road, I knew it would be here in 2 days. And sure enough, 2 days later, poof, there it was. So I didn't have to pay for extra shipping. So, and if everything on Amazon is like $5 to $10 extra, believe me, if you go and buy a drone on Amazon as opposed to buying a drone through eBay, it's going to cost you way more money. So let's just say on average, everything on Amazon is $10 more. So let's say you're paying $10 more. How much stuff do you think you buy on Amazon, roughly? So compared to if you were shopping on, or just in general, if you buy from eBay, if you buy from Amazon, let's just say you buy 4 items a month, so basically 1 item a week through Amazon. And then maybe the vast majority of those things you could buy through eBay. All right, let's take. All right, now let's go ahead and try this out. So let's say you're saving an average of all the items that you buy, whether it's Christmas items or household items or I don't know, whatever. Let's say you save $5. Let's just go bare minimum. Let's do $10. $10 on an item. No, let's do 5. Let's do 5 because let's be reasonable. Right now, times are tough. Not for me, but let's say in general, $5 a week times you're saving. For example, if you were to continue to buy the items, but you bought them on eBay, and it saves you an additional $5 a week because let's face it, eBay is cheaper. $5 a week times 4 is $20 per month. So let's do times 12 equals $240 a year. See what I'm getting at here? You know what $240 bought me this year? Brakes and rotors and pads for the Lincoln and the ball joints. Actually, oh yeah, and the paint to do the undercarriage and the chrome wheel wells that I put on the Lincoln as well. So it's mad chromeo. So that bought me all the additional parts that I needed for the car, minus the labor. So there's that. So $240 a year you could probably save just on average, just on a tiny low average, if you switch to buying shit on eBay as opposed to Amazon. Do the comparison and see, and you make the decision for yourself. Now, what else can we do? And this is the only thing I'm excluding is Amazon Prime. But you know more than likely, you probably know a friend or whatever who probably has a Prime account, and you could probably binge off of them. I'm sure you could. You give them an extra, hey man, I just want to watch the fucking Avengers. Can I give you $5 a month to watch it on your thing? Sure you can, because it is the season of giving, right? So you just go ahead and use their account, and boom, you don't need Amazon Prime anymore. And how much is Amazon Prime a year? I'm sure it's plenty. All I want to do is watch an episode of friggin' the Grand Tour. That's it. That's all I want to do is an episode of the 1 or 2 episodes of the Grand Tour with your 3 favorite British people. So there's that. So now there goes all of Amazon. You don't need to shop there anymore. Great. What else? Whole Foods. Whole Foods. The reason I separate it, from Amazon is because it's groceries. Well, what the fuck are you doing shopping there anyways? I mean, I get that they sort of source their food better, but why, if you're spending extra money at Amazon, at Whole Foods, when there are plenty of other fresh market places that are locally sourced, that you're spending the same amount of money by doing locally sourced local stores as opposed to Whole Foods and giving Jeff Bezos, again, even more money, then it washes out completely. If you want fresh produce, organic shit that's from around the area, well, okay, fine. Or there's another catch to this. Let's say I was probably buying 2 kombuchas a week from Amazon. Now, you could either cut the kombuchas out completely, or you can order them somewhere else. I don't know how much it is, but let's face it. This is a wash right here because you're obviously giving money, large amounts of money, to a company that doesn't need it. And you can give it to a local. If you want to support your town or a local kombucha place or what have you, there are other places to order this shit. Kombucha is expensive any way you put it. Good kombucha is expensive any way you put it. Do you really want? And first of all, if you're buying GT kombucha, every department store, every grocery store has GT kombucha. Every department store has what's the other one that I have there? I forget it's the stuff. One the flavors tart cherry or cherry tart. Every department store has those too. So there's no reason to shop at Whole Foods. So just stop going there and support like a local grocery store or local fresh market. There's plenty of them. So stop. So there you go. You don't need you don't need Whole Foods for really any reason whatsoever. Okay? There's nothing that makes them any more special. All right? And, of course, there are a ton of other reasons that I just don't need to get into. I'm just stating right here, there's no reason to drink Starbucks. There's no reason to shop at Amazon. There's no reason to go to Whole Foods. And what's the next one? Okay, so now that we've basically gotten rid of Jeff Bezos, now I get it, like Amazon obviously has their own mail service, like they do their own delivery packaging services now. Hey, great, guess what? UPS and USPS still have priority shipping and overnight shipping, and so does FedEx. So guess what? Your point is mute. You could still do everything you need to do through UPS. There's a reason UPS exists, because they're fucking awesome. All right, what can Brown do for you? Everything. Let's jump to the next one. Macy's. Macy's, me and Bobby used to shop at Macy's all the time to clean ourselves up. Why don't we do it anymore? Well, here's the thing. Do I still shop at Macy's from time to time? Yes. Like, sometimes I'll buy like a shirt online or a jacket online. This is Macy's. But for the most part, shopping at the actual department store is basically pointless. Because anything that you can find, the only reason to shop at Macy's is the clearance rack. And by the time you get to the clearance rack, all the good shit has already been taken or has been packaged and sold off online. So what's the point of doing it at all when you should already know your size? You should have been tailored out years ago. You should have went to a local guy who had you sized up for a really sick suit. All you need right now is accessories. So what's the point of even shopping at the department store that only caters to short, fat dudes right now? So what's the point of even going there? What, because you need a belt? You can buy all this shit online through eBay. Or the extra accessories you can go ahead and get at JCPenney's. Because, let's face it, JCPenney's has the better accessories. It has the cheaper, the better cut, and the leaner, and the better undershirts, crew necks, V-necks. So there's no reason to really get that stuff at Macy's. There's no reason to shop in the department store. There is maybe the occasional deal, but for the most part, when you can get all the regular brands like the Perry Ellis's and the Izods, you can buy them online directly through their own websites with generally 40% off. There's no reason to even go to Macy's anymore because all they've done is cater to the fat wobbly dudes. So there's no reason for fucking awesome dudes like me to even shop there anymore. So there goes Macy's, kick them to the curb, do better, or be more like JCPenney's. And what does JCPenney's have that Macy's doesn't? One thing, you can go and get your lettuce tightened there too. Macy's, you can't do that. So what's the point? I mean, Macy's used to be cool back in the day, but it's not 1950 anymore. So fucking Macy's is pointless. Get rid of them. What's next? Netflix. Netflix used to be super awesome. Netflix was simple. $8, $9, $10 a month. All the movies you wanted. Friggin' sweet. Guess what? Not true anymore. Except for maybe watching friggin' Neil deGrasse Mike Tyson's friggin' Cosmos. There's no reason to watch Netflix anymore. There's maybe a couple good shows on there. And let's face it, with everything going on right now, oh yeah, you want to sit and binge watch the latest episode of, oh my God, it's not there anymore because they pulled it. Disney Plus pulled their shit, and Hulu pulled its shit, and Comcast and Amazon Prime pulled this stuff, and now there's nothing on there that's really worth watching. So you're paying $10 a month to watch Netflix, and you're just basically scrolling through the shit like you were scrolling through the channels like it's 1996, and you had 150 channels, and for some reason, nothing's on. So what's the point? It's not even, you can't even live stream Netflix. There's no live streams of anything or sporting events. It's just shit that's already on there. So what's the point? Their DVD service wasn't bad. I have to admit, if this DVD service is still there, that might be worth purchasing. Other than that, it's fucking pointless. There's nothing on Netflix worth watching because all the good licensed shit went to other platforms. So that's $10 a month. $10 a month for Netflix. How much is it now? I'm just going to go with $10 because I haven't had it in forever. I canceled that years ago. So if Netflix is gone, how much is that going to save you per month? Let's just say it's $10 a month. So $10 a month times 12 equals $120 a month. I haven't had it for 3 years. So let's times that by 3. That's $360 I have saved myself over the course of 3 years. Now, for $360 a month, you could buy, let's divide that by 3. Equals 120 shares of back in about 2 months ago, you could pick up MFA or IVR or New York Mortgage Trust or MITT or pretty much about 3 or 4 other low-end REITs that were just reestablishing their dividend payouts. So stocks, you could buy one of those, you could buy one share for at or under $3 per share, trading at a 50% discount. You could, instead of paying Netflix $10 a month, you could have bought 120 shares of a dividend paying out 50% 50% discounted stock that would have eventually gone above that, and you could either have cashed out for at least a 20 to 30% total return, as right after the election they all went through the roof, or you can hang on to them and do a reoccurring investment, which means that every quarter they do a payout, whether it's 5 cents or 12 cents per share, doesn't matter. Then that money goes back into that 120 shares that you now own. So it continuously accumulates just from $360. So $120 a year. For $120 a year, you could have bought that many shares of those stock, and you could still do it and constantly reinvest. So 120 shares of a stock that will ultimately accumulate to help you with your retirement, or you could take that $360 and put it towards a Vanguard ETF, which comprises of the vast majority of most 401ks, 401as, 403bs, Roth IRAs, and you could take that money, you could buy a couple of those dividend paying out ETFs, which will also accumulate every single quarter. Or you can go ahead and watch American Horror Story on Netflix, because creature comforts. Yeah, fuck that noise. All right, so Netflix. We canceled Netflix. Hashtag cancel Netflix. That's the end of that. Oh, I mean, let's face it. Maybe you could go ahead and you could illegally download like Bert Kreischer's fucking Netflix special, but you could go ahead and probably like send him $10 on his fucking Patreon account. Be like, listen, I illegally downloaded your Netflix special. Sorry, Tom Segura. I went and freaking stole your Netflix special, but I'm gonna go ahead and send you an additional $20 through your Patreon account. All right, it's an even trade-off. So let's go ahead and continue forward. And let's face it, Kevin Hart doesn't need the money. So there's that. Okay, number 2, the gym. All right, I was paying $30 a month. If you're living in Boston, which I don't even know if gyms are open, you were paying $50 a month, $60 a month, maybe $100 a month if you were gay and you went to Equinox. But either way, for me, it was $30 a month. $30 a month. We've already done this. We did this back in the gym episode, but we'll do it again for those of you who are still looking to cancel everything. So let's do $30 a month times 12 equals $360 a year. $360 a year will buy you a squat rack, a weight bench with leg curling and the front and the back, hamstrings and your quads. So you can do your quads, your hamstrings, you can do chest, incline, decline, and a squat rack, lifting up to 300 pounds. If you want to buy a more expensive one, there you go. But that's $360 a month. You can now start. You now are in the process of beginning to build your own gym at home and work out at home. And also, I wanted to let you know that the concrete weights that I've been waiting for so goddamn long have finally made their way here, and they are fucking awesome. And I will actually paint them myself so that they no longer make dust, and I will use a rubber spray to coat the outside of them, and then they'll be good to go. So there you go. Now I can go back to basically bench pressing 225, deadlifting 225, squatting 225, blah, 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 and using those same weights to work on my legs as well on the curl machines and all that other shit. So I have all this stuff and all this multi-purposed weight set for $360 a month. So there's all that. That's $360 a month. I canceled the gym. And I don't know, if you're going to Planet Fitness, that's $10 a month? So that's 10 times 12 to $120. And I know if you're going to Planet Fitness, you're probably not lifting that much weight. So let's go ahead and I'm sure it'll save you a little extra. You can still get started by buying some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So there you go. Cancel your gym membership and start building your own gym at home. So there is that. What else can we cancel since we just canceled the gym? Procter & Gamble. Reason I canceled Procter & Gamble is, well, actually the main reason I canceled Procter & Gamble is because of Gillette. Remember Gillette? Gillette came out with that toxic masculinity commercial. Well, guess what? Over the course of a year, a lot of guys started canceling Gillette. So one of the reasons I started canceling Gillette was, number one, I have Dollar Shave Club. Dollar Shave Club is $10 a month, and the blades come right to your door. I get the executive 62 blade ones, which are pretty awesome, and they have the back one, which is so sharp it just cuts your face right off. That one's pretty awesome, but I actually don't pay $10 a month for that. I actually pay $10 every 2 months because these blades are so fucking good that you get 4 of them and you use one every 2 weeks. and the handle comes with your first purchase. So you already have a really sweet handle that works well in the shower, and you take that extra blade. Once you take the old blade off, you can use that blade in the shower. If you order an extra blade, you use the old blade in the shower if you're shaving, other things. Don't be afraid. You know how to shave down there after a few cuts, but there's that as well. So if you have Dollar Shave Club, what the hell do you need Gillette for? Then again, if you don't need Gillette, what do you need Procter & Gamble for? Procter & Gamble, by the way, is a large company that sells all kinds of things like Crest toothpaste. What are you using Crest toothpaste for? Use fucking Colgate. Colgate's got some of the best stuff on the market, and they have some of the best mouthwashes on the market as well. The white stuff that tastes like kaopectate, that's the good shit. Not the alcohol-y stuff, the Listerine stuff, which like basically kills all the good bacteria in your mouth. So you can go ahead and not only can you cancel Gillette, you can cancel Procter & Gamble altogether. So know that multi-billion-dollar corporation that makes everything, you actually don't need them. So you can cancel Procter & Gamble altogether. What else can you cancel? Well, I have so far been completely successful in canceling Windows 10 because everybody says you need to upgrade to Windows 10. The security feature, no. First of all, let me tell you something. Is Windows 7 secure? No, Windows 7 is not secure. Then again, Linux is not secure. Apple is not secure. I don't care what you say. Anybody who uses fucking Apple products is probably an idiot anyways. So, number one, you fucking way overpaid for Apple products. We'll get to them anyways. Number one, you way overpaid. Number two, it's not as there's the options, the things that you can do with a Windows with a old PC-based product. There's way more customization, personal customization. All right, where it's so much harder to access hardware and software shit inside of an Apple-based product. But with Windows 10 is not secure either. Windows 10 has constant malware. Windows 10 eats up way more fucking resources. So you have to buy more expensive computers. And there's all kinds of security flaws in Windows 10. And Windows 10 isn't necessarily better. It really isn't. I get it that there are certain things that are designed for Windows 10, but nah, it's actually, I haven't used it in the longest time. Every single computer in my house runs Windows 7. And they run Windows 7 flawlessly. And you can still buy licenses for Windows 7 on eBay for a couple dollars. Or you can go find them free online. So there's really no reason to buy Windows 10. There's really no reason to upload to Windows. Now, Windows 10 is generally, you can find it for free or very cheap. But the problem is once you get Windows 10, you have to have a computer that can handle the resource needs of Windows 10. Therefore, you have to upgrade. Therefore, you're going to spend a couple $100 more dollars that you could be spending on other things. So there's an additional $200, $300, $400, $500, $600 a year that you will need just to buy a Windows 10 friendly computer. Whereas all my computers run Windows 7. All running the latest software stuff that you need to use to upload to YouTube, to run OBS, to record podcasts, to check my email, and blah, 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 blah. So where's the value in Windows 10? I'm not seeing it yet. I don't need it. So officially, I've canceled Windows 10. No computer in this house runs Windows 10. And all the other tablets and stuff like that, these all run Android. So Windows 10, officially canceled. Thanks, Microsoft. What else? Sports. Sports is one thing that, with the exception of maybe the occasional, I'm sitting at my buddy's house watching an MMA fight, there is a resource that you are wasting or a proponent that you are spending, and that's time. That is time that you are allocating instead of building wealth or researching stock portfolios or researching your next side gig or posting shit on fucking Craigslist to sell and make a few extra bucks in gas money or whatever, or grocery money. You're sitting there watching the football game. What the fuck are you doing that for? You're watching $1 million players run up and down the field when you could be focusing on becoming a millionaire yourself. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. You could be spending that time with your family or spending your time, I don't know, rubbing one out in the bathroom. Anything is better than fucking sitting there watching this guy who refused to take the field today because of a contract negotiation or a social justice thing or whatever bullshit he could be fucking talking about. You're not even rooting for teams anymore. You're rooting for contracts. So don't waste your time. What else? Ritz crackers. I don't know why. This one made the list really late because I saw some weird commercial on Hulu the other day about, I don't know, some guy putting lipstick on his face. Let's face it. I get there's a lot of people. You're an individual. If you want to wear lipstick, good on you. I don't really care. But please, somebody tell me what the connection is between a fucking gay dude's Christmas and fucking crackers. Please, somebody connect the two, and we'll go from there. For now, I don't see the connection between the two, so I think you're reaching. I think you're trying to make something more than it is. Look, you make fucking crackers. Stick to making crackers. But because I don't really need crackers, sometimes I just, randomly see a cracker and just eat it because I'm a fat fuck during the holiday season. During the holiday season, I have an eating disorder. I eat lots of pancakes, and then I cry in the bathroom. So, I don't need to purchase Ritz crackers. And you know what? Because you made such a stupid commercial, Ritz, all of us can just cancel Ritz. Let's just cancel Ritz crackers because they made a stupid commercial. And maybe they'll learn never to do it again. Let's continue on here. I'm not done. Oh, yeah, most baseball and football. That goes. Smart speakers. Okay. With the exception of basic Bluetooth speakers. Basic Bluetooth speakers and basic Bluetooth headphones that you can buy on eBay for the dirt cheapest of money. You can buy really nice Bluetooth headphones for if you are going to the gym or working or going for a walk or listening to podcasts while you sit at your shit job and deal with your stupid retarded fucking boss. You can buy great Bluetooth speakers for next to nothing, made by great companies like Sony and JBL. Really cheap shit, really cheap headphones for next to nothing. So why you go ahead and buy the Amazon Alexa or the Siri speaker or the Echo or the Sonos? Why? For status? Who gives a fuck? Status is out. Status is completely out. Yeah, I get it. I'm wearing a fucking Swiss watch, but who gives a shit? That's for me. That's for me saying, yes, I can. But a smart speaker doesn't do anything for you in any way, shape, or form. You can get a really nice Bluetooth speaker for nothing, for next to nothing, through eBay. So why are you go ahead and getting and I'm talking about, see, look, Amazon, an Alexa is not a smart speaker. Alexa is a devious demonic speaker. This one takes your information and runs away with it. Whereas an old smart speaker just pretended to be smart and just connected to your phone or connected to your tablet, or you could hook into it manually and boom, it plays music, or boom, it plays podcasts. That's what it did. It did nothing else besides that. So why would you pay extra for something to steal your data? You get what I'm saying? Why would you pay for something to take your information? Information is expensive. It's one of the most expensive commodities on the market today. So why would you pay extra for something to steal it? You can buy an Amazon Alexa for $20 or an Echo for $20, or you can buy an old Sony speaker or an old JBL Bluetooth speaker for $10. There, you just saved $10 and you saved some of your data. Congratulations. What else is on the list? We're getting down towards the part. All right, smart speakers. What else did I cancel this year? I've officially, as of 2021, will be canceling all of my debt. Why do I want to cancel all of my debt? Here's the thing. Because when you have a loan out to a company, or when you have a mortgage, or when you have college loans, some of these places tend to go bankrupt. And that's your information. Your information is on that account. So if you have an account, your information is out there for a company to utilize. Also, when you have an account, that company can be bought out, or it can go bankrupt, or it can be merged with. Now another company owns your information, which means they can manipulate you. So why would you give, for example, when I think it was Sallie Mae owned one of my they had one of my accounts for college loans. Then it was bought by Navient, and Navient had a slew of class action lawsuits. So what did I do? Instead of continuing to pay the minimum, I just wrote them a huge check and told them to go fuck themselves. And next year, I'll be telling all of my credit card companies, with the exception of American Express, which I will pay down. They've actually been very nice to me. Thank you, American Express. You were the last true credit card on this planet. But that's besides the point. For the most part, if I don't need the debt and I don't need those accounts, I'm just going to cancel all of it. Because you know what? I don't need a lot of money, and I don't need to be dealing with that bullshit, and I don't know who's going to be I don't know what companies are going to have. I don't want these companies to have my information, because if they have my credit, they have my information, therefore I don't need them. So the less money I have, or the less bills I have rotating through this shit, the less I have to deal with them telling me all kinds of stuff. So I just don't need to deal with that. So I'm officially, as of 2021, canceling my debt. All right, next on the list, pre-roasted coffee. Well, as you can tell from one of my early Christmas gifts, I'm officially canceling pre-roasted coffee. Yes, I'm talking to you, pretty much any other coffee company. I'm sure, as you can see on my list here of coffee Hall of Fames or whatever, I've purchased and tried and drank a shit ton of coffees over the past couple of years. Well, several years over the past decade, and there's a lot of delicious coffee over there. However, for every coffee brand or every high-end coffee brand you buy, you're paying somewhere between $10 and $20 per package. And if you go through a lot of coffee like I do, why the fuck would you buy pre-roasted coffee? I went from buying ground coffee to whole bean coffee to now buying green coffee. So now I roast it myself because I want my own flavor. It's my own decision. And then I can offer it to you. Or I can just drink it myself because it's one more thing I learned how to do. So I'm officially, as of 2021, canceling pre-roasted coffee. The only coffee I'll be drinking is my own. Cheers, bitches. Apple products. Next on the list. Apple products is one of those things. It's too expensive. It's not as customizable. It's fucking annoying. It's only for status. So therefore, I don't need it. I don't use any Apple products because everything for PCs is just so much cheaper. So therefore, I don't need Apple products. If I had an Apple product, I sold it. Anything I have that's an Apple product, I eventually just sell to other people. I even took an Apple computer and loaded it with Windows 10 and sold it back to a customer. So fuck it. I don't need it. Therefore, I've officially canceled it. There's no reason to have an Apple product. They're completely useless. Twitter. Back in 2018, I officially canceled the PositiveSarcasm.com Twitter account because Twitter's not for free speech. Twitter is censorship. Twitter is evil. Therefore, I don't need it. Therefore, and it's not free because if you're on Twitter, it has your information. That's data. So I don't need it. Therefore, it's gone. So I've officially, Twitter cancels people. I've canceled Twitter. So I don't need it anymore. It's one less stress on my life. It's more time that I can invest in other things. So Twitter is gone. Now, the last thing, actually, let me just see here on this list really quick before we close up shop here. What am I keeping? What am I keeping? All right. There are a few things that I am keeping, obviously, because I do have a function in my life. Now, am I keeping Dollar Shave Club? Yes, I've mentioned Dollar Shave Club because it is the cheapest, it is the most efficient, the most efficient way, I think, in keeping proper grooming for males. So I think for $10 a month, that is more than acceptable. Or $10 every 2 months, that is more than acceptable. Unless you want the 3 or 4 blade, then you can actually cut down that price even more. So am I keeping Dollar Shave Club? Yes, I'm keeping Dollar Shave Club. What else am I keeping? I'm keeping Robinhood. Jim Cramer just actually saluted us Robin Hoodies for taking the mark because we do have an impact. We do have an impact because we buy and sell all the time. So we give and take away from companies all the time the amount of money that we're investing. So things like Robinhood and eToro and Webull, absolutely. These are things that you should keep because you should have access to building your own wealth. And if you do enough research and you take emotion out of the equation and fear out of the equation and play the stock market, well, you can actually build your own wealth. And because you can build your own wealth, you'll have to less and less and less every single day answer to the corporate bullshit that exists more and more, the corporate overlords. So I intend on keeping Robinhood. I intend on investing more so that I can deal with that shit far less. What else am I keeping? All right, this one's going to be controversial, but I'm keeping Verizon Wireless. Why? Well, because everybody's had since the beginning of my existence in this world, there's always been there's always been a phone number attached to my name. So, but do I have an unlimited plan? No. Am I purchasing a new phone this year? No. Am I buying additional features? No. I just have a cell phone bill, and that's it. And I have a pretty cheap one as well because I'm conservative with the data that I use. I'm conservative with the time I spend on my phone, and also, it's just a phone. At the end of the day, it makes phone calls and sends texts. And maybe a little bit of editing when I'm on the go, but besides that, I'm not going to waste my time on it because I have other shit I'd rather be doing. Is it convenient? Yes. But that's as far as I go with it. So I plan on keeping Verizon because I do feel that is a comfort that I feel it is a proper tool for me to use. Beyond that, there is no beyond that. JCPenney's. JCPenney's because their clearance rack is awesome. Their clothes are great. You can go and get your hair cut there. And it's probably one of the last few department stores that I think deserves to stick around. I really do believe so. There's a lot of great stuff at JCPenney's that you can buy. I like JCPenney's, and I'm glad that they were rescued from bankruptcy. So I'm glad that they're around. Also, what else am I planning on keeping? One more thing that I'm planning on keeping, Pandora. Pandora is the only streaming service that I use. Spotify is free, but I only listen to Rogan on that, so there's that. But I don't have the app. I just use the website. What else? I guess, yeah, just Pandora, which is cheap. That's $4 or $5 a month. So that is peanuts. And when you think of all the stuff that I canceled this year that I saved money on, holy shit. That's a huge stock portfolio. That's a down payment towards a house or who knows what. That's your fucking rent. So all of that, because I canceled all that stuff, I was able to save money and have a little bit of luxury for myself. So I plan on keeping Pandora because it's only like $4 or $5 a month. And because I saved all that money, it helps me continue running the PS website. The final thing that I canceled in 2020 is celebrities. Now, one person did call me a hypocrite because I talked about Rick Moranis, and then there was a whole Ellen Elliott Page thing. So I was like, okay, well, the reason I talked about Rick Moranis and the reason I freaking pretty much said this other celebrity is just getting in my way because Rick Moranis is no longer really a celebrity. Rick Moranis got out of the movie business because of his wife, and he had to end up and you can read all about that. He had to take care of his kids. The reason I was talking about him is because Rick Moranis is a civilian who lives in New York City and was attacked in near his apartment complex by somebody who punched him in the fucking face and just left him there for no reason whatsoever. So a civilian from my youth was attacked in the comforts of New York City by his apartment complex, and that's why I wanted to talk about it because it was news. It was another reminder that New York City is no longer safe and no longer living in, traveling to, or even bothering to talk about. It's a shit state run by it's a shit state. It's a shit city run by a shit person, and that's pretty much the end of it. And I was just emphasizing it with no one is safe living there. So fuck that town. And it's sad to me because that's a place I used to love so much because there was so much going for it. But for the most part, the final thing that I'm canceling in 2020, the biggest time waster of all is celebrities. And when I say celebrities, I'm basically referring to movie stars. Movie stars' opinions to me don't really matter. Comedians, they do. They're comedians. They are designed to talk about real shit and make it funny. They're the last bastion of free speech. And that's the only exception I make to this rule is comedians, not comedic actors, okay? But comedians. They're the only exception to the rule. But actual celebrities, whether it's Kim Kardashian or fucking musicians or movie stars like Dwayne Johnson or whatever, they're the people I'm canceling. The reason I'm canceling them is because their opinions. Because they don't need to be telling me what to do. I don't care about what they're doing, and I don't care about what they're saying. Because all it's doing is distracting me from making money. And all I care about doing right now is creating content and making money. And that's it. Because I'm going to remove my debt and add capital on top of that, and finally, after 10 years, move to the ocean. I'm going to accomplish all my things, and celebrities are not going to help me do that. So what do I need for them? Why are they in my news feed? Why are they in my fucking Instagram feed? Well, guess what? They no longer are. They no longer mean anything to me at all. If you're going to make movies, great. If you're not making movies, shut the fuck up. I don't need to hear anything you have to say. Late night television is garbage. A lot of the movies out there are garbage. So I don't need to fucking deal with it anymore. They need to go away. And thankfully in my life, they mostly have. So it doesn't matter to me anymore. So I don't need to listen to really anything they have to say, whether I agree with them or disagree with them. It's ultimately a time waster where I could be researching other things on what to invest in or what to do next or how to properly grind beans or how to do anything. They're not grinding their own fucking coffee beans. So I don't need to worry about them. It doesn't really matter to me. There's other things that I'd rather be doing myself from more knowledgeable people. And then that's that. So that's one of the biggest things I'm canceling in 2021 is movie celebrities. because it's just completely pointless. They mean nothing. Look, there is a huge mix of wasting money and wasting time in this list here. And if you can learn how to cancel all that shit going forward next year, you will have major influence not only in your own life, but in other people's lives. If you simply cancel all this shit, and you'll find your own reason for canceling stuff out of your own life, what have you. It could be other things. Maybe there are other things or other products or other services that you purchase from or utilize that you'll be like, I don't need this shit, and fuck that. And you'll cancel it. And you'll be like, wow, I didn't realize over the course of a couple of years I saved a ton of money. And that's what I wanted to bring to you. These are all the things that I canceled over the past 2 years. And now I can present it to you in a nice little list, and you can possibly emulate that as well. Look at everything that you have and realize, do you really need it? When you're cruising through the Netflix or the Amazon Primes or the Hulus or whatever, look at all the subscriptions you have, Disney Plus, and look at all of it and be like, do I need that? Do I need all these subscriptions? Do I need all these subscriptions? Do I need to shop at all these places? Why do I go to the department stores? Do I need more clothes? Can I purchase this online? Everything's offering free shipping, curbside delivery, takeout. Do I really need to be wasting all that time? Do I need to really be spending 3 hours in Marshall's trying on fucking shoes? You have to ask yourself these questions. And if you do that, you're going to realize very quickly that you can capitalize on a lot of time to make money, a lot of time to spend time with people that you care about, and all that other stuff will not matter. And you'll be like, man, I wasted a lot of time and won a lot of money. And you'll be angry at yourself, be like, shit, I could have spent it. I could have built up a huge portfolio or done so much more stuff with so many more things with all that time. And that's it. This is what I wanted to display. You figure it out for yourself, but I want to tell you right now, over the past 2 years, I canceled all that shit. Whether it was for metaphorical reasons or financial reasons, I did it, and now I think I'm a better person for it. And if you don't think I'm a better person for it, well, your opinion, I guess, doesn't really matter to me. So there's some of the options and some of the things. Maybe you're a big Dunkin' Donuts person instead of a Starbucks person. Think about how much money you waste. Look, it's not expensive to make your own coffee. It's one of the cheapest things to do is make your own coffee at home. Imagine what you want, you get, because you go to a Starbucks drive-thru or a Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru. Are you really getting the coffee that you want, or are you just paying for something that you're eventually going to complain about later because the server fucked up your order? Consider that. So there's the list. If you want me to email me. If you want me to email you this list of things I've canceled this year, just hit me up, positivesarcasm.com. And you can contact me there, and you can just write, hey, send me the list for the things I've canceled. You can also subscribe to this podcast through iTunes, Stitcher. That's the only thing I haven't canceled for Apple this year, is the exception of the rule, is Apple Podcasts. So you can find me on there. But don't find me spending money on any of their products. So you can find me where all social media. You can find me on anywhere where podcasts are available. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channels. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and share there. But until then, we are closing up on an hour. Holy shit, this is a long Sunday Leftovers. So I want to thank you guys for listening, watching, and subscribing. Hit me up through my email, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. And I will talk to you all on Wednesday. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.